Hi. You ever want to know what's the difference between a buyer's market, a seller's market, or a stratified market? Yes, there is such a thing. Hi, Chris Miller, Win-Win Real Estate with another edition of Ask the LV House Guy. Markets are normally defined by the number of houses available at any given time. Per the basic laws of supply and demand, we can have a buyer's market or we can have a seller's market. What does that mean? Well, let's start with the fact that we'll talk about inventory level. If there are, let's say, 2 months worth of inventory on the market, that means if no houses come on the market at the rate we're selling houses, within 2 months, we will have no more houses to sell. That's a 2 month supply of houses, 2 months worth of inventory. If we, for all intents and purposes, from what most real estate professionals say is a 6 month supply is an even market. No advantage to the buyer, no advantage to the seller. Now, if the number of houses, the inventory starts to go down like it did in 2020, we become more of a seller's market because there's less houses and more demand. If the number of houses in inventory goes up or the number of buyers in the market comes down, that's a buyer's market because there's more houses for these buyers. For most of 2020 and all of 2021 here in Las Vegas, we averaged about 3 weeks worth of inventory. That's why we had multiple offers. That's why we had the craziness of the market over the last year and a half. Now that is starting to shift a little bit because as of today, we had 7,200 homes available across the Las Vegas Valley, which is slightly under 2 months worth of inventory. So we've gone from 3 weeks to 2 months. Are we still in a seller's market? Sure. Are we progressing towards a more even market or maybe even in the future see a buyer's market? That's what most people think. But we'll just see what plays out over the next several months. But inventory gains every day with a few less buyers and a few more homes on the market. Now, at the beginning of this, I talked about something else called a stratified market. What is a stratified market? Well, a stratified market is where you might have a pocket, an area, or a price range where it's different than everywhere else. So let's say that it's a seller's market all over the place, and the number of houses in the luxury price range starts to go up because there's not enough luxury market buyers, and that becomes a buyer's market because there's more houses than there are buyers. That would be a stratified market because that little niche of the market is different than the market as a whole. That's what's called a stratified market. If you have any questions on the current market or want to know more about how your house or your buying needs fit into the current market, please reach out. Chris Miller, Win-Win Real Estate, Miller Properties Vegas at gmail.com with another edition of Ask the LV House Guy.